Welcome, Irish fans, to a gorgeous day here at the LeBar Practice Complex on the campus of the University of Notre Dame. I'm Jack Nolan. He, of course, is Jac Collinsworth. Today, the Irish had a lengthy scrimmage on this field behind us. The quarterbacks were live. A lot of big plays were made. And one guy who really stood out on offense was CJ Procise, who has switched to running back this spring.
He has, and he's made a seamless transition. He's taken so many reps at running back this spring. Has almost been surprising to me. And I was thinking, maybe it's just depth. They only have Tarian Folston and Greg Bryant, only two guys, too deep at running back, while they go about 8 deep at receiver. So it's just depth, right? It's not just depth. CJ Procise brings a breakaway speed element to this position. Guys don't realize how fast he is.
And we certainly saw that when he broke free for a 70-yard touchdown run here today. Now, certainly every Irish fan knows Notre Dame has a lot of depth at receiver heading into the fall, but a position group that really looked good today was the secondary.
The secondary, and Matthias Farley with the hit that set the tone today on Tyler Luatua. Great catch by Luatua, you said, but I mean, the hit, every time a scrimmage period starts, it takes one play like that before guys really start getting jacked up and riled up, and you start hearing all the noise, and that was it.
It happened right in front of us. It was the kind of hit that you could literally feel by just watching it. But when you look at some of the other guys, another guy that really stood out, a guy that's been in the spotlight since he got here, but is really coming into his own, Max Redfield.
If you're talking about a guy that did a complete 360 turnaround from last year, that's him. He's been lights out. He was the absolute vocal leader of the entire defense all day today, I thought, talking some trash with the offense, getting the energy up at practice. Max Redfield had a great day today, and he's had a great spring so far.
When you talk to these guys in the dining hall or on campus, what are they saying about other guys in spring practice? Who has stood out to the team in terms of performing here during the spring?
Jerry Tillery, raved about so much by Brian Kelly, right? And so I was sitting there watching actually the basketball game when the men were playing still in the tournament. But Ronnie Stanley, I was sitting there watching the game with him. I'm like, how good is Jerry Tillery? What's the story? And he was just saying, man, not only is he so natural, like I've never seen a guy be with his hands. He just gets his hands into the body of an offensive lineman and then rips and sheds them in either way he wants to do. It's a natural thing. He could still be in high school right now. But the other thing he talked about was how smart this kid is. He said, I don't say this about everybody, but he's a definite guy that could play on the offensive line. And there's no higher praise, no higher compliment from an offensive lineman than that.
And we know you're all very anxious to hear about the ongoing quarterback competition, one that Coach Kelly says will extend into the fall. Today, the coaching staff continued their system of rotating the two quarterbacks between the two units, and both quarterbacks made some good plays today.
They did. You talked about the back and forth that they've been doing with the ones and twos and all that. But today, Malik Zaire took a ton of reps with this first group offensive line, first group receivers. He made some really good throws. One of them was dropped by Will Fuller that I thought should have been caught. A nice play by Cole Luke. He talked so much about wanting more of that leadership dynamic from him and more communications. He was changing plays at the line of scrimmage today. They ran him a lot of physical runs from Malik Zaire. He might be sore when he wakes up tomorrow, but I thought he ran the ball extremely well.
Now, again, we don't want you to take this and run with it, because in yesterday's practice, it was Everett Golson who took the majority of the snaps with the ones. And as I've watched Everett over the course of the last 7 to 10 days, he is throwing the ball as well as he's ever thrown it and making some very impressive throws.
Very impressive throws. I think he is the one guy on this roster that can go from right hash across the field to the far sideline. It's an NFL throw. It's about 50 yards, and he throws it on a line with some zip. He makes this throw consistently. And what it does to your offense, it just opens everything up. There's not a lot of guys on the planet that can throw that ball, and he can do it. Everett Golson's been throwing the ball great. He's running the ball well. He actually ran the ball better than I thought today. A lot of situational type stuff. He ran a few third downs. Both guys do so many things extremely well. They're two different players, but you need them both.
There were a lot of big plays made on both sides of the ball during today's scrimmage here at the LeBar Practice Complex. So here's a look at some of those plays.
Oh!